now that you've been here firsthand and have kind of seen the soldiers, what's your general thoughts and impressions about the Third ID as a whole?
I'm obviously very, very impressed and very proud to be part of the 3rd Infantry Division. You know, all of the divisions in the Army are incredible and all have their special, unique capabilities. The thing about the 3rd Infantry Division is the fact that it's part of 18th Airborne Corps, which is our Army's rapid deployment and rapid response force, and the sense of purpose that our soldiers have about the possibility that they could be asked to go to war and deploy generates a level of readiness that is absolutely phenomenal.
What have you wanted to show with PT for your soldiers and what your expectations are?
The most fundamental of all fundamentals is the importance of being physically and mentally strong. So we're putting a renewed emphasis on that. It's something the Army's always taken serious and has always been important. But as I got back and as our units come back and forth from deployments, I just think starting the day with some good, tough physical fitness training that incorporates mental toughness and not just going out and running. It's the ability to fight, things like combatives, foot marching, carrying rucksacks. Those build mental toughness as well as physical fitness.
What things are going to be continued or, after 1st Brigade leaves and other soldiers and stuff to incorporate to make sure that their families are taken care of so they don't have that piece to worry about on the battlefield?
If you're a family member, right, and your soldier leaves, your mom or dad, husband or wife leaves for 6 months, 6 months is 6 months, right? So it's very important to me and to everybody here, at the folks over at ACS, Colonel Hedrick, who's our garrison commander, Colonel Squires down at Hunter, that we continue to provide the support that our families need. So we will continue, my commitment is we will continue to meet the needs of our family members while their service members are deployed, and that the hardship that's caused by military deployments will always be a priority for me and for all the leaders, really in the whole Army.
When we talk about 1st Brigade going to Europe, is it the entire brigade? Is it certain elements of the brigade?
Almost, yeah. The two, every regionally aligned mission is different. The one in Europe is most of the brigade.
Okay.
And it's a lot of collective training events, exercises, live fires, movements around Europe.
You mentioned earlier we got to get these soldiers reintroduced to Bradley's tanks, get them back on there. In my own personal opinion, being over in Iraq, everybody was an infantry guy. Everybody was a dismount. That's just my opinion, and they did an outstanding job. Do you foresee that being somewhat of a challenge, kind of, if you will, reintroducing them to the Bradleys and to the tanks and the MOS specifics, or is it like second nature to them?
It takes a little bit of time. I mean, they're complicated. They're the best. Our military equipment is the best in the world, and it's complicated. Apache helicopters, M1 tanks. It takes some training, but we know how to do that. Our senior leaders and non-commissioned officers know how to do that. The 3rd Infantry Division's first trip to Iraq was about as intense as it can be. So it's not that long ago. So yeah, there's some requirements to train, but we know how to do it. And the two things the United States military, and especially the Army, are very, very good at are training and leadership. Right? So if you have good leaders, I always tell people, the answer to every problem is leadership in the Army. Every challenge, there's a whole bunch of other things, but if it was a fill in the blank test and you wrote leadership in every blank, you'd get 100. And we have phenomenal leaders. So yeah, it's hard, it's complex, but we have great leaders. And then the one thing that we're very, very good at is training.
If I might ask, sir, one change that the Army and the other service branches obviously are beginning to implement or getting ready for is the integration of women into combat MOSs. Mm-hmm. And what particularly are you all doing here at Fort Stewart? And do you have any idea when we might start to see some of the first female soldiers in infantry armor that's integrated here?
They're women in combat now, so this isn't like something we've never done. And we don't know how to do. There are phenomenal women leaders. The engineers already have females. The field artillery already has females. So I personally, and this is me, I never view groups of soldiers. I've never found, I've only been doing this, 28 years. I've never found it helpful to group soldiers in collective basis. So I tell you that, my concern is if a infantry platoon leader is physically and mentally tough, knows how to fight, knows how to train, and knows how to take care of the families that they're responsible for. That's what I care about. So whether that's a great female infantry platoon leader or a mediocre male, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I personally am not putting a lot of energy into figuring out whether it's right or wrong, because I evaluate every human being in my life, but especially in my professional life on an individual basis. So I think that that there will be women that'll choose to serve and that they'll meet the standards, and the ones who do will be fine, and the ones who don't won't, just like a male who can't meet the standards shouldn't be doing it either.